Hello and welcome to the Hink Think, episode 8. This is not going to be a two-parter episode. So, today's topic, semi-political. Today, talking about the new Twitter buzz, even though I don't have Twitter, the big Twitter buzz on Twitter, it's been tweeting, and that is Harry Styles wearing a dress. Look, man, here is, Hank Think real talk moment. Yes, I looked on the YouTube analytics and most of my people are men. So you can't be like, oh, you're being sexist. Because I'm not. It says right here, most are men. If you want to be a real man, don't wear a dress. Like, seriously. How, in what universe is that manly? Like, it's not. And you're just kind of degrading, being a male. So you shouldn't do stuff like that. Okay? Look. People in history, fashion changes, okay? I get that. But throughout all of history, there's been very clear guidelines, like just like this if you're a guy, and just like this if you're a girl, right? You can look up, like, any society, like, I don't know, Roman men attire. Boom. See? Men, they wore their thing. And then you look up, like, Roman female attire. And look, they wore different things. Okay? And then you're gonna have people like, oh, but people have always dressed up in the other gender stuff. No. Except for comedy. See, comedy, the reason they do that for comedy is because it's out of the ordinary and, you're not supposed to dress up that way, which makes it funny, which makes it humorous, because men don't wear dresses. Wow. And I know there's going to be some random person who's listening to this and going, well, back in Roman times, men wore togas, and togas were basically dresses. And I just hit my fan. I literally just showed you. I didn't show you, but I literally just looked up Roman men attire. And then I looked up Roman female attire. Guess what? They wore different togas. They wore different styles of togas. And if you want to bring up that argument where, well, back in the day, I could also just randomly bring up the argument like, well, also back in the day, they had slavery. So are you saying that we should bring back slavery? Because we should not bring back slavery. That would be big dumb. Bringing back slavery is dumb. So bringing up the argument of they used to wear togas is also dumb because, history. And also the togas were different. And then there's gonna be somebody else who brings up, oh, but kilts in Scotland. Well, if you didn't realize, they're called kilts, not skirts, not dresses. You know why? Because they're not those. You know why? Because they're the male attire in Scotland. Wow. I know. It's almost like they made it so that the men could wear it instead of the females. It's almost like I'm a genius. I should be the next fashion designer. Hink Think fashion brand. that would be funny. That would be really funny. But look, okay, and just people are gonna be like, oh, Harry Styles, a true masculine person because he wore a dress. No, he's not. He's just a random idiot on the internet, just like me. Only more of an idiot, and also a lot weirder. Like, I'm weird, but that's a whole other level. It takes some real, I don't even know what to call it. Self-pity, I guess? You have to be super low as a guy to wear a dress. That's dumb. Why would you do that? It's just stupid and it's degrading. Okay. People on the left, I'm not saying everyone, but most of them, especially the feminazis, especially them, they're being like, oh, women can do everything that men can. Okay, not entirely true, but okay, that's fair. It's not entirely true because men and women are different, And we can biologically prove that because men are made using X and Y chromosomes, and women are made using, I think it's Y. Here, I'm gonna look this up. Sorry, I was wrong. 2 pairs of X chromosome, and Y is the male. Sorry, I got that wrong, but I just checked it myself. So 2 X's make a female, an X and a Y make a male. Right here, I have just become the new biology genius, the smartest biology person on the earth, using the power of Google, because, hey, they're different, But then you have people on the left who are trying to say, men and women are exactly the same. They're not exactly the same. They have different strengths. They have different weaknesses. It's kind of like picking a character in anything. Like you're playing a board game, right? And you have to pick a character. Have you played Forbidden Island? Relate to that. If you don't know what that is, it's a good game. You should play. It's really fun. # not sponsored. But so what you do is you choose a character, and it's like a pilot, and there's a pilot and an explorer. I'll just use those two. The pilot can fly anywhere, and the explorer can move in 8 directions: north, northeast, southwest. You get the picture. See, they have different strengths, and they're different. Wow. Obviously, they're not going to have the same purpose. They're not going to fulfill the same roles. They're not going to do the same things. It's the same way for humans. Men and women are different. They are not the same. They both have different roles that they can fill. But then, alright, we have these people. Oh, men and women are exactly the same. Alright, fine. You believe that, right? But the left are also the people who are like, oh, transgender people. I do not agree with transgender people. I don't think that should be legal. Gender dysphoria is a very serious mental condition for people, and we should be finding them actual help instead of doing that. But that's beside the point. That's a topic for another day. You have these people who are saying like, oh, people with gender dysphoria, they should be able to be, whatever they want to be, male or female, because there are only 2 genders. Okay? First off, you've disproved your argument already. If you're saying men or women are exactly the same, then why would you need that? Like, people with gender dysphoria would then not need that. They would not feel that way. They would not do that. They would not... You see what I'm saying? Apply your logic to it, right? You're saying men and women are exactly the same. This means that people with gender dysphoria do not need to change, right? Because if they're exactly the same, then they wouldn't need to. But then if you're like, oh, but they're not exactly the same, they're different, you disprove your own argument, and now you're proving that you can't think logically. And now your whole argument begins to fall apart, right? Because then, once you say that they're different, you also don't allow those weirdos, the gay people. I don't agree with that either. But then you disprove them, and it's a line of you disproving yourself. Okay? Use your brain cells. I know. I only have 2, and I can figure this out. Am I more intellectual than some people on the left? Actually, probably. I'm more intellectual than probably some of the people in politics, if not 50%. And I'm not saying just the people on the left. I'm saying people on both sides. I'm fairly sure I'm more intellectual than some of them. Not most of them, just some of them. Alright, so apply your brain cells to this. You are disproving your own argument by arguing. Look, Democrats, put down the shovel. Okay? You're just giving me free ammo and being like, bam, bam. Even though nobody listens to this, I don't care. You're just giving me all this ammo, right? All this ammo. You gotta be like, oh, well, we're gonna disprove our own logical argument using logic that we used. And then I'm gonna play but you said this card, right? And then, you just machine gun down. Like, there's... This is why anyone in any debate on any side needs to think logically, right? Think, alright, if I apply this logic, how will it affect something else that I say? But if you don't think about that, you're obviously going to contradict yourself. Like the people on the left. Which they do a lot. Like, a lot is an understatement considering how much most of them contradict themselves. Especially Joe Schmo. Joe Schmo contradicts himself. And especially Camel from the Sahara Desert. They contradict themselves so much. I don't even know where their logic is. And I only have 2 brain cells. Okay? Where is that logic? Like, no, we will not ban fracking. Oh, yes, indeed, we will ban fracking. Like, you just said 2 contradictory statements. You literally just said the opposite of what you just said. So what will it be? And then you have, like, Camel from the Sahara. Oh, no, we will not raise taxes. Alright, then what about your free healthcare plan? Oh, yeah, there'll be free healthcare. So, where's that money gonna come from? Next question. Ma'am, will you please answer the question? Like, we actually kind of need to know the answers. Oh, just know that your taxes won't be raised. Where do you people think money comes from? Yes, money grows on trees, and you guys know. It's a little secret the doctors don't... Ow. Top 10 secrets doctors don't want you to know. Money grows on trees. Number 1. You don't need to become a doctor to gain money. Is that their logic? Do they go on these websites like BuzzFeed, NBC News, these fake news websites, the Con News Network, the National Blue Channel? I spend way too much time coming up with these. You have these people and they're like, these are reliable sources. These are not reliable sources. Fox News is also not a reliable source. I'm sorry for all my fans who are like, yeah, Fox News. Fox News is not reliable. No news website is reliable. None. Absolutely none. There is none. You can't choose one and be like, oh, there's no bias, because everything is biased nowadays. We live in 2020. Everything is biased. Everything. I don't think I can think of one thing that isn't biased. Okay, actually, sleeping bags, they aren't biased. Yeah, sleeping bags. But you can't just go on these news sources and be like, oh, well, I'm going to use this. Because they're most likely wrong. Alright, so big takeaways from this episode. Men and women are indeed different, and I don't care what you say. Look up anything on the internet, and you can probably find it. Be like, oh, okay, look. If you disagree with me, go to Amazon.com, right? Type in biology book. Wait. You can probably find one. Yep, there you go. Boom. There's like a whole bunch of these. And one of them will probably tell you how men and women are different. Not all of them. Hopefully they haven't been attacked by the left yet, and they haven't put their leech fingers on and go... Information, yes. We need everyone to be misinformed. That's what's happening nowadays. They're taking real information, and they're just like, I don't agree with that. I'm going to take that away. What? You're saying men and women are different? I don't care that you're right. Beep. And then your information goes away. Get attacked by cancel culture. Boom, 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 boom. Now you're considered racist or sexist or something. You're just considered, like, somehow you're considered evil, and it doesn't really make sense. Another big takeaway. Men don't wear dresses. Harry Styles, your dress attire is almost as bad as your music. I take that back. Your music is way worse than your dress attire. And that's saying something. Alright. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Hink Think. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. like if you want. I don't really care. Comment, please. That's helpful. And follow on Spotify. Bye.